Okay.
So this is a really old one, but I mean, really the old standard used to be like, I'm not going to listen to anybody unless they look like a superhero and their body is just like out of control. It's like all physique. That's all I care about. So they obviously know what they're talking about.
Oh, you mean people who just use their body to sell?
Just use it to sell.
Yeah, that's probably a majority, I would say. Wouldn't you guys agree that would be a majority of the terrible influencers in fitness are the body sellers?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is a tough one, right? Because I think that this is an old, to your point, proven formula.
Yeah, look at me.
And then there's a little bit of this, like, you know, consumers will say things like, well, I'm not going to hire somebody who doesn't look better than me.
Sure,
and so I think it's perpetuated by not only what the trainer thinks is the right way to do it, but also what the consumer is seeking and looking for. So this is a tough one. I agree with this, but it's also like, I think a lot of trainers fall in this trap, not knowing any better, thinking that this is the way to do it.
So I could see some value in posting the occasional workout or whatever, because you want to kind of walk the walk. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
I would say this is more like, this is all they do.
Yeah.
Every post is flexing, or look at my butt, or look how hot I am, or look at me in a bikini. It's like, this is how they build all their
no
value.
education really wrapped in with that.
They're selling their authority through how they look primarily. It's about how I look, therefore buy my stuff. And I hate to say it, it's super, super, super effective. Like,
I have no problem with it. I mean, like, just consider yourself a model. Like, don't consider yourself a coach. Like, that's where I get annoyed, because it's like you don't have the background to promote yourself that way.
I think the point that Sal makes is really good, because I do think that, like, if you got a page, you follow a page of a fitness influencer trainer, and, you know, 75% of the content on there is, you know, talking about macros or teaching about science or the new cutting drug that came out and the pros and cons of it, or addressing all, like, and then, and this is my, you know, before and after of this last thing that I did, or here's the transformation photo of before I started working out and training and dieting. And so I think that utilizing that is one thing. And then I think it's different if, like, you know, to what I think Justin's alluding to is like a page where it's just like, you literally, if you didn't read any caption, didn't know anything, you would think that they're a model. You know, all half nude pictures, or they're all nothing of the dude's abs and shirts off and every single thing. And then it's like every single photo is dedicated to that to make his page more alluring.
And to be very clear,
like shreds.
And to be very clear, when somebody looks like incredible, right? When they look like super shredded, super fit, the evidence that you get from that is that they know how to get themselves there. There is no evidence whatsoever from that
help you,
that they could do that for anyone else.
Right.
Not only that, but you don't know how they got there. This is very true. It's a true statement. We've probably said it at least 100 times, which is that in our space, you will see a greater percentage of people with eating disorders and body dysmorphia type issues in the fitness space than you see in the average population. So what you don't know is that girl or guy looks that way, and part of the way they got that way was through dysfunction and poor health and maybe drug abuse, or who knows, right? So that's the evidence that you're getting from that, is they know how to get themselves to look that way. You don't know how they did it, and you definitely don't know that they know how to do this for anyone else. And the way that people respond is so different that even if they did it the right way for themselves, they would have very little information on how to train or help coach a wide variety of people.
Now, the caveat to that too, though, is like, I'm definitely not advocating to be like a sloppy coach and like let your body go to shit. You know, it's definitely advantageous for you to be in good shape and walk the walk. And I think that's completely, you know, valid. And it just, you know, accompanying that with solid information on top of, like, you know, how you've been able to kind of create this physique you've gone through. It just needs to be a pair if you're going to call yourself a coach.
Yeah, totally.